Anyway, Steve Moffat is here, and it's very nice to see Steve. Welcome to the programme. Welcome to Radio 2.
Thank you very much. Very excited. Food and everything.
What do you make of the turkey Savoyard?
I think it's really nice. I think it's really delicious. Gorgeous.
Do you feed people who turn up on the Doctor Who set?
No. We don't even pay them.
Now, look, I am in a little bit of a dilemma, because there's a Christmas Doctor Who coming up. Christmas Day, is it 5:15?
Yeah.
And I was very fortunate to be able to watch it before it goes out, just so that I'm slightly more informed than most people would be before talking to you about it. But I felt while I was watching it, it felt sinful.
To watch before the actual day.
Yes, because now if an author comes in to talk about a book, I'll try and read as much of the book as possible. Someone comes in to talk a movie, I'll watch the movie. And yet there was something about the Christmas Day thing, the ritual of Christmas Day Doctor Who, that it felt somehow wrong to watch it to the end. So I've watched the first 15 minutes. I've got the gist of it, and I enjoyed the first 15 minutes, but then I stopped. Did I do the right thing?
Yes, I think you did. I think the Christmas Day Doctor Who really has to be watched on Christmas Day. It's a more sugared-up version of Doctor Who somehow, and I always think it's slightly odd when you see them out of that context. Yeah. It's all snow and Victoriana and stuff like that. So.
And also there are very, very few, with the exception of the Olympics, maybe there are very few times where the nation sort of stops.
Yes, it's us on the Olympics, you're absolutely right.
Does the same thing at the same time. And I think that, 5:15 is the perfect time. People are going to stop, come on, everybody gather round and we'll watch it live, won't we? I think that's what people will try and do.
It does happen much more so with the Christmas one than with the others, in fact. But yes, there's a big live audience for it. Because, you watch it as a family. Sometimes people actually watch it later because their family aren't there. But people tend to watch it in groups. That's very true about Doctor Who.
So this is what I've learned from watching just the start, okay?
Okay.
It's, like you say, it's snowy. Tell me if I'm going too far on any of this.
No, I think we can give that away. Okay. It's called the Snowmen.
It's sort of Victorian.
Yeah.
Okay. It's called the Snowmen, and it involves snowmen. Mm-hmm. Okay, and Richard E. Grant is a bad, bad man.
Well, he's born to be bad.
Yes, he is, isn't he? Yes. And it's when snowmen go mad and bad and dangerous. Tell us what you think we need to know before we see the show.
Well, this episode's plot, let's find out at the time. What you need to know, or you need to remember, is the last time you saw the Doctor. He lost the ponds, he lost Amy and Rory, he lost them to the Weeping Angels. And when you begin this story, he's in a terrible place. He's in a right old grump. He's retired from saving the universe. He's taking nothing to do with anyone. And although there's a building threat to humanity, he's having none of it. He's just storming away, being a sort of Scrooge, really. So that's where we find him at the beginning of the story.
I think he's gone a bit flabby as well. I think he's been putting on a bit of weight, unless that's just...
Matt, are you listening to this? Are you, Matt? Are you enjoying it, Matt? Are you enjoying this interview? He's just leapt from his chair, flailing.
Was that not deliberate, then? I thought that was impressive makeup or CGI or something.
Well, no, we just have a cushion up him. No, he's wearing a waistcoat, that's all.
Of course.
He's as skinny as ever, of course you are, Matt.
Do you write... a Christmas show, or is a Christmas show written in any different way? Because it's 5:15, you're absolutely mainstream, family, everybody is watching this.
I think it's a funny thing. I think Doctor Who's always a bit Christmassy. I always think, it's that kind of show. It always feels, substantially madder than every other show, and we're always striving to make it an event. So you have to make Doctor Who even more so when it's Christmas Day. And the one thing I'd say is I think it has to be more accessible to new viewers, because more people are dragged in to watch Doctor Who on that day than on any other occasion that it's on. So you have to sort of make it available to people who don't know it.
And do you make it more or less scary?
Oh, I just go for scary. Kids get very disappointed if Doctor Who isn't scary. They rank Doctor Who stories in order of scariness, and the scarier, the better. As far as
would the general consensus be that the Weeping Statues is the most scary?
The Weeping Angels? Angels. Well, it'd be modest of me to say so.
Well, that's what I'm suggesting to you, that there hasn't been a more scary episode than the first time the Weeping Angels turned up.
Blink. That's a scary one, but I can't find it scary. I wrote it. But,
so if Blink is at 10, where is the Snowman?
Oh, I think this is a good... let me see. I'm very bad at judging in advance. I didn't know Blink was scary. Maybe it's a 7 or an 8, I'd say. I think those snowmen are quite creepy.
Steve Moffat is here talking about Christmas Doctor Who. It's 5:15 on BBC One. It's an illustrious place to be. Sorry, taking a mouthful of chicken. You thought I was going to go and play Slade, which I am about to. But it's I can't think of a more prestigious place for your show to be, can you? I mean, you must be... This is now a Christmas tradition.
Oh, it's great. That part, we know it's always going to be on Christmas Day. Yeah, that's a wonderful feeling. It's a very highly pressured feeling, but it's great, yeah.
The Doctor Who Christmas special is The Snowmen. It's on Christmas Day at 5:15. And The Snowmen is not, we should say, anything to do... You remember Ian Dury had a Christmas record and he called his band The Snowmen, and they all turned up on Top of the Pops dressed as snowmen. Do you remember that, Stephen?
I don't, actually. Maybe subconsciously absorbed it and ripped it off.
These are far more terrifying snowmen. That, you know, if you have an angelic view of the snowmen, then maybe it's going to be completely changed by the Doctor Who episode coming your way on Christmas Day. This from Christina Leon on a text. Stephen's dad was my headmaster. He was one of the most important role models of my life. Always talked about his children and influenced my love of the arts and all things creative. I'm now a jeweller, and I owe an awful lot to such a wonderful family who showed hard work in the arts pays off.
Oh, that's lovely. I hope my dad's listening. He'd be thrilled by that.
What's his name?
What's the name?
Her name is Christina Leon.
I shall pass that on to him, if he hasn't heard.
See, and what's his name, Stephen?
Bill Moffat.
There you go. Was, you know, those kind of people, the influence that they have, it's still there, and it's still very larger than life in Christina's life.
Isn't it?
And if he's not listening, I don't know if he's a Radio 2 listener, you pass that on.
I certainly shall.
For us. Now, when do we get to see Sherlock? That's also one of your creations, and everyone was talking about that season end, as I believe we now refer to them.
Yeah.
When do we find out precisely what happened?
If we bother to tell you.
Yes.
Well, you know, we don't start shooting till March, so it'll be sometime after that. It's not
imminent then, is it?
It's not exactly imminent, but you know, yeah, a little bit of starvation heightens the appetite, don't you think?
Is one of your problems the fact that your stars are unbelievably popular and needed by everybody?
Well, I don't think that's a problem. I mean, if they're wonderfully popular, that's great. They're very keen to keep doing Sherlock, so they'll always find time for it, I'm sure. Yeah, it's a problem. Scheduling can be a bit tricky, and I've got an awful lot of Doctor Who to do myself, and Mark's very busy too. So, yeah, it can be tough, but you know, as long as you want to do it, you can find a way.
But the Benedict Cumberbatch must be considered. I mean, Martin Freeman as well. You've got like the two. I don't know, you just everything that you touch. See, everybody wants the people that you work with, and before The Hobbit, there's a big, huge 7-minute trailer for the new Star Trek movie, and Benedict Cumberbatch is front and centre in that. He's also doing the voice of the dragon in The Hobbit. I mean, you've picked some of the most in-demand people you can possibly think of.
I like to think I've helped out with the casting of some major motion pictures, yeah. Because Benedict's the dragon, isn't he?
Yes.
So he'll be talking to Bilbo. I can't imagine where they came up with the idea for that double act.
And Martin Freeman, they kind of rearranged the entire schedule for The Hobbit, waiting for Martin Freeman to become available because he was involved with your TV show.
Yeah, I was at the premiere and I was talking to Peter about it, and he was just saying there was nobody else for it. There was nobody else that could play Bilbo, which is true, actually. I think only Martin could be hapless comedy hobbit and leading man at the same time. And so he just decided he would fit around our schedule, which was very nice of him.
And while we're in that kind of world, you did a lot of work on the Tintin movie.
Yeah.
Does that mean are you going to do more of that? Or, it sounds as though your work is completely taken up with this. But
well, right now with Doctor Who and Sherlock, I've got no time for anything else. A third thing would kill me, which might in itself be a popular move, but I couldn't take anything else on right now. Someday I'll have to.
Well, there's loads of things that we could talk about. We're out of time, Stephen, and we really appreciate you coming in. And thank you very much for the first 15 minutes, at least, of the Doctor Who Christmas episode, which I can say is fantastic. And I can say that without giving anything away.
Good. Quite right.
Apart from the fact that the Doctor might be a little bit overweight.
He's really not. Put him that.
It's just the waistcoat.
Come through that door and punch you.
He'd be very welcome anytime.
To punch you? My goodness.
Well, if he comes on the show and does an interview, then I'll take a hit.
I'll pass that on to
for the network. How are you going to spend Christmas, Stephen? You got your plan sorted?
Antigua. We're going to Antigua.
Oh, my goodness me. I wish I hadn't asked now.
Why, are you jealous of that?
But yes, of course. So you won't be able to watch your own show go out?
Of course I'll watch it. I'll watch it exactly the right time with the DVD.
Okay.
And I'll make everybody else do the same thing.
Stephen Moffat, thank you very much indeed. We appreciate you coming in. Thank you very much indeed.